Hey folks, this is Kalani. We're going to be tackling the mythic Skorpyron fight in Nighthold. Now for this video I'm going to assume you're familiar with the heroic version of the fight. If you're not, there should be a link on screen to go view that one first. Only a few things changed from heroic to mythic, but they're pretty important. The first big change is to Skorpyron's ads. Where we have blue and red ads as before, we also now have green ads. These ads will drop pools of acid all over the floor while they're alive, and then drop a final pool when they die. With these ads joining the fray, it's even more important to nuke them down as quickly as you can. The longer they stay up, the more acid pools you get, so you'll start running out of space faster. And trust me, you're going to need that space. Make sure to tank the ads where you can get some cleave damage in on the boss. The pools shouldn't give you too much hassle as long as there aren't too many. This also means you'll get punished more for messing up Shockwave. You could deal with the extra ads in heroic relatively easily, but even one extra group of ads in mythic can start to stress your group. The next change is to Arcanoslash and its Tether. In mythic difficulty, your tank who's getting tethered will still have to move the 15 yards to break it, but if they re-enter the tethered location within 15 seconds, they will get tethered again. We gave our tank who was tanking the boss half of the room, so he would have 2 locations where he could stand. When he got the tether, he simply ran 15 yards to his other location until Arcanoslash and the Arcane Tether went up again, and then he just ran back and forth. If you're having troubles with only one tank handling the tethers, you can have them tank swap to keep the boss still, and the tank with tether just stays out for 15 seconds. The most notable change to Skorpyron is his Chitinous exoskeleton. Throughout the fight, it will now change colours. You have blue, red and green to cycle through. Depending on his current colour, the pieces of exoskeleton that fall off will do something different. Blue is the same as heroic. When pieces fall off, they just deal damage to your raid. When red pieces fall off, they will start pulsing for AoE damage in a 5-yard radius around the shard, so you want to stay away from the red shards as much as possible. Even more so when Skorpyron casts Shockwave. Right after the Shockwave goes out, every red shard will explode for massive damage, so you need to make sure you're a good distance away from any large clusters of red shards. You'll only want to use a red shard to avoid Shockwave when you have no other choice. When Skorpyron turns green, shards that fall off will deal damage to your raid and additional damage over time. The damage over time stacks with each green shard that falls off, and the effects last until Skorpyron turns a different colour. Make sure to keep track of how many green shards you have out, because that damage can ramp up very quickly. With red shards being so dangerous, green and blue are your preferred shards to hide behind for Shockwave. You really need to make good use of the exoskeleton breaking so you can get as much damage into him as possible before starting the cycle over again. We saved our lust for when the boss had 5 to 10 stacks of his exoskeleton, so the majority of it went in that increased damage phase. And that's all the changes for Skorpyron on mythic difficulty. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.